It looks like our guest is here, despite having the fire.
All right.
And I'm going to pop out, boys.
All right. I know Ovie's probably
interview.
sick to his stomach, but hey, you know what? Speaking of sick, how are you feeling? I mean, I know there's stuff.
Ovie, is everything good, bro?
Everything good over there?
Everything's good. It's like, it's a baby fire. Unfortunately, it's lifing. You guys have kids? Y'all have children? You guys fathers? Despite
Joba's the only one.
I'm the only one.
Yeah, he's the only one.
You're the only father?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a dad
So
yet.
it's like, at a certain point in your life, when you other gentlemen become fathers, you're going to have your kids do some of the shenanigans that you did. And as mad as you want to get, you can't be too mad, because you remember you making some of those same dumbass mistakes. And when it happened, when they do it, you're like,
So mine was a frozen pizza, but he left the cardboard in with it.
Ooh, I've done that.
I
put
thought
stuff in the microwave.
I thought it was waffles or something of that magnitude. That's why when Joba said, "Oh, tell me don't come on," I said it's probably a small kids thing where somebody left the towel by the microwave or the toaster oven.
It wasn't an actual like fire. It was a metaphor for putting out like a semi big thing. We thought that there was rampant fraud going on in our my American Express card, and so we were like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, there's all these random charges, and there's all these 99. There's like three $99 charges in one day, and so we're tracking it down. It's saying it's like the killer's inside the house. Like, it's coming from you. It's coming from your Apple ID. If you're in Apple, this is weird thing that annoys me. They have this apple.com/bill internet charge, and so they put all your charges in one. And so I'm like, I didn't buy this. I didn't order this. So it ended up my 13-year-old daughter was doing 13-year-old daughter things, and she was buying, I kid you not, thousands of in-app purchases a month.
Oh, on her phone?
On her phone, on her iPad, had thousands of dollars. Thankfully, they're going to refund us like $3,400. Thank you, Apple, because I was livid. I was hot.
Amex is really good at that.
Yeah, they are. Apple did a great job as well of saying, "Hey, we know this wasn't, intentional." Amex like, "Hey, we know this wasn't intentional." So Amex is going to take off a couple $1,000s. Apple will take off a couple $1,000s. But I remember doing a similar thing when I was younger, in my teens. We didn't have all the Apple stuff, but we had on-demand movies. And I would just watch movies all day. I would just out there and just click, and I order all these movies, and some of them were rated R and not, for a 12, 13-year-old to watch. But I was just like, ooh, like rated R movie. I saw a side movie. I was like, ooh, this is great. And so like I just did this for months and months and months. And I remember when my parents finally caught me, and I was just so like, it gets this way. Once you get away with something, you feel like you're invincible. You feel like, hey, I can do this as much as I want. You don't have a concept of money, so you just spend what you want. Anyway, so parents finally caught me, and they were upset. And my daughter's lucky. I have Nigerian parents that use frying pans and belts and vacuum cords to beat children, and I think I'm stronger for it. But we're not allowed to do that this day and age. And I'm also scarred from the beatings I took. So
I had crutches and batteries.
Yeah. I think I've like spanked my kids like 5 times my whole life. My wife's a disciplinarian. So, anyways, long story short, it's not a real fire. It was
a metaphorical fire.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was. That's why I said I'm sure Ovie's going to come on. It's probably something with the kids.
Yeah. At the time, though, I had one phone with American Express, one phone with Apple TV. My daughter's sitting here crying. My wife's trying to deal with it. And I had you guys like, hey, Ovie, we got this interview. I'm like, fuck the interview. Like, I got shit to do. Like, yeah. So, but like, we were able to decelerate or get things calmed down, and so everything's fine.
I will say this: I'm watching the Knicks game, and it's typical Knicks who. They have a 20-point lead, and they're letting Indiana come back into the game, and they're letting Josh Hart shoot threes, open three-pointers, and can't hit a lick. The guy needs to stop shooting threes and draw fouls and go to the free throw line because the guy – and now we have we have Mitchell Robinson at the line, who can't hit a lick over there either. It's typical New York Knicks. They're going to do whatever it takes to lose this game. It's typical. Anyways, we are talking
New York.
Yeah, well, thank you. We are talking to former Ravens and Falcons All-Pro fullback, our friend Ovie Mughelli. Now, Ovie, the Atlanta Falcons made some interesting moves at the draft. And one of the moves was it was very surprising. As we all know, there was a Philadelphia Eagles GM that was absolutely shocked when they traded away next year's first-round draft pick to move up into the first round to draft two very talented defensive players. But did they overspend that draft pick to get the player they wanted? Your thoughts to this year's first-round double draft picks?
I am ecstatic. In Terry Fontenot we trust. In my own personal podcast, Believe in Falcons, BLEAV, not believe the way you regularly spell it, Believe in Falcons, and myself, Michael Turner, we talk about how in Terry Fontenot we trust, our GM, who for years and years over at the Saints was able to make magic. And even though they had no salary cap, he found ways for them to be competitive and beat our ass several times. So to have Terry Fontenot here and to have the brilliant Michael Penix move, which a lot of people actually poo-pooed on, I actually said that it was going to happen, first of all, and it did happen, and I thought it was a brilliant move. But he now is making another brilliant move because he's not going to be here, guys. Like, he's not going to be here, nor is Raheem, if we have another mediocre 7-8, 8-7, 8-8, 9, whatever. Another, year where we're just not getting to the heights that we need to be at. There's going to be no Terry Fontenot. So he's like, forget giving a first-round pick for next year. We got to win now. And if we do like what the Eagles did, they went all in for Saquon Barkley. They went all in for all their big pieces. And they won the Super Bowl. No one cares what they had to give up to get there. No one cares or is going to care what we gave up when we're winning the NFC South in the playoffs, surprising people by being an underdog and a dark horse, beating some teams that are better than us, and then back at the Super Bowl. No one cares. That's where we're going.
So the last time we had you on the show was actually right before they made the Cousins-Penix switch, and you were saying at the time, the timing of it was strange. So what are your thoughts with the little bit you saw with Penix at the end of the season, and then keeping Cousins on the roster when people thought they were either going to cut him or trade him?
My thoughts are that I actually was with Michael Penix's family for the first annual Falcons fan cruise that Royal Caribbean put on, and it was amazing. It was about 10 former players like myself, and Michael Penix's mom and some of his aunties were there, and we had dinner with the fans and got a chance just to hear some old Michael Penix stories from him growing up and everything else. He comes from good stock, good family, and he has a great arm. So I feel very confident that not only the character of the guy that we're getting, but the talent and the want to, the desire, just the opportunity to take us to a place that we've been begging to be in so long. And people kind of forget, as big and bad and beautiful as Mercedes-Benz Stadium is, it's yet to have a winning season, which is it's crazy. That's insane. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where Kendrick Lamar and SZA were performing, and I was in Arthur Blank's suite, and we were out there enjoying it, and it's just like a Taj Mahal for all things sports and entertainment, yet it's not a winning Taj Mahal. It's just a building that the Falcons have yet to christen with a winning season. Michael Penix is going to change that. So I think it's great for Falcons fans to actually have a quarterback that from beginning to end can give us a high level of QB play, because Kirk Cousins – He gave us a good 3, 4, 5 games, but then he fell all the way off, which for reasons that
you guys had Matty Ice too. I mean, Matty Ice gave you
Matthew,
great
absolutely.
years.
Matty was great.
He's a Hall of Famer, by the way. Matty Ice is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame, no question.
And how about the fact that he's a Hall of Famer? But there are Falcons fans that just love to hate him. They say Matt was the problem. They say Matt's the reason we didn't win a Super Bowl. They say Matt was, not clutch. And all that Matt Ryan hate can't be said around me, because I will drop kick a lady in the throat. Like you ain't gonna talk about my quarterback. I don't like it. Like I had fans that were on the cruise that were talking crazy about Matt Ryan. Like, you know what? I just can't get past that Matt Ryan just stalling the franchise. I'm like, did you see what happened when he left? the Marcus Mariotas and the Desmond Ritters, even the Kirk Cousins that
Taylor
couldn't
Heinicke.
build fucking shoes on their best day. So it's always greener on the other side until you get over there. So again, I'm a little biased. That's my quarterback. It's my quarterback, but I feel like he's a Hall of Famer, obviously a Ring of Honor Falcon player, and somebody who every QB that comes to Atlanta should just attempt to be half as good as he was, because he's one of the best.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how you say like what Arthur Blank built and how Mercedes-Benz, and I kind of want to switch gears as they were talking about the draft and whatever. Like, we've obviously heard talks about like the volunteer OTAs and the OTAs. Like, do you think with a guy like Penix or in any situation, how important are those, or like do people overplay them with how important they are to like create relationships or to understand schemes, or just to like just be with each other and like just kind of get a feel of like, hey, let's go to lunch, like let's grab dinner, like, hey, maybe our wives meet, or whatever the case may be. Do you think that translates into this season a little bit, or is it kind of just people blow it out of proportion? Because I've seen it both ways.
Yeah, it's you don't want to have a foot in each side of the fence and say, well, it's a little bit this and that. It's both, but it depends. And I forget what the guy's name, Cleveland Browns, and Myron, the big defensive end that said he wanted out the Browns, and now he's like, oh, money, I'll stay here.
Myles Garrett.
They're talking about him. Mm-hmm. There you go, Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett and his fiance, wife, girlfriend, whatever. I think she's like Olympic like stud or something like that. He's out going to Anime Fest, and I saw an article about he's missing OTAs. Oh my God, Myles Garrett can miss as many OTAs as he wants. He can show up the day before practice and still go out there and ball. Like, there are certain people who have been able to earn the right to not go all out. Like, at his age and with what he's done and with how he's going to be prepared for the season, don't talk to me about boo-hoo, he's not at OTAs, he's not being a leader. Yes, it'd be nice in a perfect world, but just like I remember when I was with the Ravens, Ray Lewis didn't come to every single OTA. He came to the mandatory minicamps, but for the non-mandatory OTAs, guys who are Hall of Famers, who are Ring of Honor guys, you want them there when it matters the most, which is on game day. If they're going to be there for game day and be there for the, mandatory training camps, mandatory preseason or mini camps, that's all you want. That's all you need. But if you're a brand new team, if you're a young player, like, why on earth would you be like, I'm going to work out, with my trainer in California? Be there with a team. You need to, like, Penix needs to be at every, even non-mandatory event, because he's trying to assert himself as the guy. He's trying to convince everyone that he's going to be the hardest worker, first in, last out, all that good stuff. So for people who still need to prove themselves, or if you're a fullback that, you're this close from getting cut at every moment, even when you're the best or highest paid, like, you still have to be there. Like, I didn't miss a OTA, a mini camp, a workout. Like, I was there all the time. Even after I got my big contract, I was like, nope, you ain't gonna get me. You're not gonna talk about me not appreciating or working hard. So
yeah, that optional wasn't a word at that point.
Oh, not at all. It wasn't there. So it unfortunately, long answer is that it depends.
We are talking to former Ravens and Falcons All-Pro fullback Ovie Mughelli. And Mr. Mughelli, by the way, I disagree with you. Myles Garrett's making $40 million now a year. He's making quarterback money. If you're making quarterback money, you should be at every single OTA's practice. That's what I'm doing. And you're the leader of this team. And this is a team that's been a laughing stock in the NFL. They have been absolutely stuck in every kind of press meet or whatever the hell you want to call it. They are absolutely, they're like a car that has no carburetor. Okay. That is the Cleveland Browns. And after bringing in a guy named, Shedeur Sanders, I think you need to worry that you have how many quarterbacks? Kenny Pickett, first-round pick. Joe Flacco, first-round pick. Another old guy. I love Joe, but he's old.
And already
old
them really
Joe.
quarterbacks.
Watson, first-round draft pick. And then you have Shedeur, and then you have Shedeur Sanders, who thought he was a first-round draft pick, and now he's a fifth-round draft pick. So you know all about it. It's about making the money, whatever you call him, prime, whatever the hell you call him. But I want to get into Kyle Pitts.
Legendary.
Yeah, legendary. He's going to be a legendary.
That was cringy. That was just so cringy. Like you just, I mean, it just legendary. And
when he ended it with it, that's what got me.
I am a legend.
And so it's tough because I can't knock a man for having confidence. You cannot live in this world if you don't love yourself and if you don't have confidence. But gosh dang, like if you're going to be overconfident, you got to make sure you back that stuff up. And so it was just so painful to watch.
No, it wasn't.
Not just
it was so fun.
Well, it was
so
painful
fun
for those of us who were rooting for Dion, rooting for Shador, because I supported the brother, but it was just hard when he was legendary. Like it was just too much. It was too much. Like,
I am a legend.
Anyways,
great movie. Part 2.
Yeah, definitely. Part 2's coming out. Netflix, I think it's coming out on. And so is Happy Gilmore 2. That's coming out too. So
I saw that.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be a Netflix. So was it two-door? Like
Netflix. Yeah. At the end,
unveiling.
At the end of June, I think it's coming out. So it will be.
I want Stranger Things. All I want in my life is Stranger Things.
I do too.
These kids are way too old to have a timeline actually make sense. Like now they're all like, got gray hair and full mustaches and they're supposed to be playing like they're 15 years old. They're all like 20 something. It took too long to make it come out.
You know what I'm hooked on, and I definitely got to get into the Kyle Pitts thing, but I'm hooked on Mobland.
Yellowstone.
I've been watching Mobland. Yeah, Yellowstone's done. I've watched all Yellowstone. You got to get a chance to watch Mobland.
1920 something, the 1888, and the Duttons.
It's great. It's great, but it's over. I have already seen every single episode. You got to check out Mobland, and it's fantastic. It's perfectly acted, and it's getting really, really good. So if you and your wife want to sit down and relax and watch a pretty good series, Mobland is the way to go. So just my opinion. We watch the same kind of series, so I know you'll like that. Speaking of series, there's a lot of series with this.
What about Landman? Let's not cut off Landman.
Mobland, Landman, a lot of land.
Yeah, it's an oil field with Billy Bob. It's
I don't want to watch Billy Bob on an oil field.
It's hilarious.
Unless it's Monster, huh?
Speaking of monsters,
make me feel good.
I see what an Oscar for that.
Well, that's a good drop right there.
That's a perfect drop.
That's a perfect drop. But speaking of monsters, we all know there is somewhat of a Loch Ness monster out there, but we've never seen it, or we thought we've seen it. Why haven't we seen Kyle Pitts on a football field? The guy looks like he disappears every time he steps on a field. And why has he disappeared? And what do they have to do to get him more involved? Or trade him, as we've heard over the last couple of years?
If we trade him, with our luck, he will become a Hall of Fame player somewhere else because he's got the tools. He's got the goods. His wingspan hasn't changed. His hands, they still, flex and contract. His feet, I believe, still work. It's just sometimes you talk about confidence a little bit earlier. Sometimes you lose confidence so much and you see people around you lose it to where you're just like, maybe I am kind of sucky. Maybe I do, belong in someone's, semi-pro league. I just feel like it's just takes the right system, the right quarterback, and the right opportunities for him to be jump-started again and to get back to the Kyle Pitts we saw year one. It's just like, I remember saying very distinctly when Matt Ryan was throwing Kyle Pitts the ball, he made the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl! This young brother made the Pro Bowl his first year. Mm-hmm. I'm like, if that's the floor for him, if that's the worst he's going to be, oh my gosh. We have Tony Gonzalez, watch out. Because I was going to say Tony Gonzalez is the best tight end ever played for the Falcons. Tony Gonzalez wasn't like that his first year.
No.
Maybe he went to the Pro Bowl's first year. I don't know. But
no.
Kyle Pitts' first year, he didn't. Kyle Pitts did, though. So I was so confident until the sucky quarterbacks came. Marcus Mariota and then Desmond Ridder. I have no idea why Kirk Cousins didn't connect with Kyle Pitts.
And by the way, I want to give a shout out to what you said before we got into this whole conversation about Matty Ice. Yeah. The reason why Atlanta didn't win that Super Bowl, one and only one reason why. They stopped running the ball. And you know who was the offensive coordinator of that team? Kyle Shanahan. And I'll say it again. Yeah. Stop blaming Matty Ice. It wasn't Matty Ice's fault. He doesn't play defense. He was the guy that went out there for 3.5 quarters and threw his ass off. I don't want to hear it was Matty Ice's fault. That was bad coaching, bad offensive coordinator, and all you needed to do was run the ball. That would have been the smart thing when you had two of the best duo running backs in all of the NFL. But Kyle Shanahan has been the joke of the NFL because it doesn't matter where he's coaching or as an offensive coordinator. Every time he gets to the big game, he stops running the ball, and that's why they lose. Just saying. It wasn't Matty.
I agree.
So,
and also they had no.
I agree.
And also they had, besides Vic Beasley, no edge rushers at the time. Now you guys got 2 of them.
Butt plug.
Yeah, no, these edge rushers, everyone's like, "Oh, you gave it too much for them." Oh,
I don't
shut
think
up,
they did.
quiet. Like, we have what we need to win this year.
Yes.
And these 2 young boys are ready to hunt. So I'm so excited. I got my little press pass for my podcast. I'm about to be in the locker room asking questions and getting all this good information because these guys, I'm 45 in about a week or so, like June 10th, a couple weeks, I'll be 45 years old.
You look good, man. You look good.
Thank you, man. I'm hitting my midlife crisis, but I'm realizing that it's a different game, but it's the same game. Like
you're only 2 years older than me, bud. I mean, you're only 2 years older than me. But
I'm happy because
we look good.
To be 45 and to not be sloppy, is a good thing. Because my boy Todd Heap and one of the worst quarterbacks in the history of NFL, Kyle Bowler. Love you, Kyle, but just he wasn't good at quarterbacking.
He doesn't look good. He doesn't look healthy
so that
either.
was good. that was a good touchdown because he threw it to me. But yeah, no, I just feel like we have such a good core. Of course, Wake Forest's own Jesse Bates, like Raheem was talking about Jesse Bates, just the leadership and the level, the presence that he brings to the locker room on both sides of the ball, being a first team All-Pro guy. Like literally, I'm the best in the NFL at my position, safety. Jesse Bates and just the key guys. I hate that we got rid of Grady Jarrett, but some of the key guys that we have in the locker room, they're not going to accept another mediocre season. And they've said that directly. And I know I just poo-pooed on OTAs, but a lot of it starts in the offseason. A lot of it starts mindset-wise in the offseason, which is why it's so important to make sure that as much of the guys as possible are at these workouts, as much as guys as possible are pushing themselves. And if you miss a superstar here or there, you'll survive. But you're only as good as your worst players. That's the thing people don't understand. People don't get, of course you need your superstars and your receivers and your QBs, but you're as good as your worst players. You need your bottom level guys, your rotational guys, your special teams guys to all have the mindset of excellence. And that's the type of culture I think Raheem's trying to put in place. Especially, I love our new DC, Jeff Ulbrich.
Jets legend.
Ulbrich, there you go. His son's not too smart, but
he's a genius. That was absolutely funny. I love him. I love him.
Calm down. It was.
Come on, that wasn't funny.
It wasn't
that was
funny enough
funny.
To have $100,000 fine. It wasn't $100,000 funny. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure ownership gave him back the money. I mean, it definitely was under the table. I don't think Jeff Ulbrich's crying about the $100,000 his son lost him because it put him center stage. It's all of the tabloids.
It's embarrassing, though. Like, I just had a situation with my kids, and thank goodness that was semi-private that I just shared with you. But to have something be public like that and to have, him and his wife and his family just to be eviscerated on every social media or every single talk show, it's like, why would you bring this apart? Was it that funny? Is it still funny, son?
But he wasn't the only one that did it. He just happened to be his son. It happened.
True. Like the other guy, I don't even know his name. But the problem is, that's with great power comes great responsibility. When you have the last name Ulbrich, you're going to get more attention than that guy. Like, I'm sure Michael Vick was out there doing the dog stuff with dozens of other people, but they got Michael Vick because he has the name. It's just. My parents taught me at a very early age, you're going to get all the attention. Somebody can do the same thing you did, and because they're not a college athlete, high school athlete, professional athlete, no one's going to care.
Speaking-
No one's going to care.
You're guilty by association.
Yeah. Speaking of, something that sells, and we got to sell it, baby. We got Ice
Do it.
Shaker. Ladies and gentlemen, our show is brought to you by the one and only Ice Shaker. Go to iceshaker.com to shop all their official licensed collections from Star Wars to Marvel and so much more. Enjoy your free shipping when you spend $50 or more. Go to iceshaker.com to check out all their great products and deals. And ladies and gentlemen, if you go to Ice Shaker right now, well, ladies and gentlemen, you can get yourself a New York Knick losing Ice Shaker. And all you got to do is go to iceshaker.com and win your Jalen Brunson Ice Shaker. And if you get two for the price of one, you can get the roommates and get Josh Hart's Ice Shaker as well. So you can have two for $50 or less, free shipping, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, I want to give a little shout out to the one and only Ovie Mughelli. If you want your very own custom-made Ovie Mughelli Ice Shaker, well, I can send his beautiful mug over to the Ice Shaker. They'll get it sketched on there like our wonderful Ice Shaker, and then you can get him to sign your very own Ice Shaker. Go to iceshaker.com and get your Ovie Mughelli Ice Shaker. How do you like that?
Guys, I love Ice Shakers. That you did a great job, sir.
Thank you.
Ice Shakers are absolutely the thing that I feel like makes a party a real party. Because look at that. Look at how much fun you're having holding your Ice Shaker.
Well, actually, my son's baseball team that's what they got him for their fall gift.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of awesome. So, yeah, Ice Shakers for everyone.
Did you sign it? I mean, did you actually sign your Ice Shaker?
Yeah, I mean, of course I signed my Ice Shakers. I love Ice Shakers. I've been an Ice Shaker fan for the longest time. Since now.
We've got these ones, the gallon ones, the half-gallon ones.
I'm actually we're at like 3 because me and Mike Turner are getting ready for our big second year of our Believe in Falcons podcast. So we're trying to find 1 or 2 more sponsors. We got 3 already locked and loaded. Paid us some big bucks.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's right.
Of course. I know somebody who knows somebody.
Well, I got something for you.
Play with my pickle.
I don't know if you want to play with his pickle. Speedy, do you want to play with his pickle? I mean, we were just talking about just Shaquille O'Neal's pickle.
Yeah, we were.
How about
too much.
Is that your cucumber, or are you happy to see me?
None of the above.
You guys.
Duty.
My wife is waving me down to try eat a late dinner before we get.
Well, where's my dinner? Tell your wife what is she cooking for me? What is she cooking for me?
She's cooking
some rice and beans.
My son wants chicharrones for some reason. I don't know. He gets all these little tangents, and he's been crying about chicharrones. So chicharrones, I think it's like some fried pork chops, potatoes, mashed and sweet potatoes, and some other stuff. So I could smell it. And so she came down to the basement and gave me the.
Well, yeah, I'd get the hell out of here too.
I would too. I mean, tell your wife that whenever she needs somebody to test her food, I'm more than willing. I mean, I'll fly over there to Atlanta and have my little fun. I mean, by the way, when are we going to get you and Mike Turner on the show? How about that? Can we work that out?
We can work out something. I'll see what we can do. I mean, y'all didn't guess that last sponsor. I know you're getting paid like tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, soon. So. By the way, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to you. We are now signed with Blue Wire. So we're working with Blue Wire now. We're on a pretty well-known podcast organization. Cam Newton's on it. Darius, what is it? Slay. Darius Slay is on it. So we got a bunch of people have their own shows on it.
Dwight
Howard has his own show on it. So yeah, we're on it. And thank you very much. And we're very excited with Blue Wire. And like I said, I would love to get you and Mike Turner on the show and have a little fun with you guys. Maybe we'll have a trivia with you guys and see who knows a little bit more about the other guy. And who knows more about football than I do? How about that?
Ooh,
we'll have a nice little competition over there. How about that?
You'll win. It's actually embarrassing. Like I know football, but I don't know shit about football. Like if you ask me, like who was the first team to win the Super Bowl? Bears, the Green Bay Packers, or like who won? Who's the first team to win a three-peat, and I don't know.
I will tell you this: it wouldn't be fair if I put you guys against Speedy because he's like a human almanac.
Over your second guess was right though. The Packers were the first team.
See,
I thought it
wouldn't be fair.
Vince Lombardi, right?
Yeah,
Lombardi Trophy, Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair.
Was Bart Starr the quarterback?
Yes.
Or was that 3?
No, Bart Starr was the quarterback. Yeah, Bart Starr was.
Yeah, see, Ovie, you wouldn't stand a chance, I don't think.
At all. I would just, if it's multiple choice, I might have a chance because I'm pretty lucky. I guess right. I'll tell you that.
Phone a friend.
Yeah, I'll definitely phone a friend.
I mean, but let's talk about that off air. Let's get you and Mike Turner on the show. I want to get you on where you can hang out a little bit, and we'll bring Mikey on. And we never had Mikey on the show, and have a little fun with him. Have a little fun with both of you guys.
Yeah, y'all watch the podcast. We have a good time.
I have.
Funny. I gotta post some pictures from the first annual Falcons fan cruise. Me and Mike still have that fullback tailback connection because we wore the same shoes at dinner. We had the same black and silver Bally shoes at dinner, and I was like, you know what? I knew you were going to have the same shoes with me. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like this ESPN that we have where we're always thinking about doing the same thing. It's pretty cool.
Creaming involving people's faces.
Anyways,
hey, get off here before you get in trouble.
Yes, I will.
Ovie, thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Speedy will be in contact with you. Talk to Mike, and we'll get you on the show probably in the next couple of weeks.
All right, sounds good, guys. Appreciate having me on.
We love you, Ovie.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Later, guys.
Ovie Mughelli. He's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
He always is.